audio back up. Make sure that I can hear things properly. Yeah, I want to set myself to be using headphones. That seems to be fine. We seem to be alive and streaming. Let's take this, the restream channels widget. And let's see. Well, don't need my Discord open at the moment. Do want to have the chat dialog here. Minimize. Well, let's actually take the Discord. In case if anyone comments in Discord, I can do something with it. How am I going to get this to work? Probably about screwing my arm up even more. Something like that should work. I can see enough of my screen to work with. Yep, that should work there. See the chats. I can now go and say, take you, move you over here, like shrink you a bit. All right, so how do we want to start this? I suppose the very first thing we should do is talk about how do you mod Stellaris. We've, of course, talked about this in the past when I've done past streams, but let's go over the basics, shall we? So I don't want that, actually want, no, I want display capture, actually. Yes, that'll work. That's exactly what I want. Display capture. So, first I will start off the stream with a bit of a warning. My arm is still not fully recovered, so I don't know how long the stream will go, but at least try to get started, because at the very least, modding is not too intensive. I'm not doing a lot of hand movements. I'm primarily checking text files against each other and then matching the data. So I'm not going to be, it's not like I'm playing a game of City of Heroes where I'm going to have a lot of mouse movement. It's going to mess with my arm even more. So hopefully, well, this will be able to work for you guys. But yes, here we are. So this is kind of the core of Stellaris modding. Is you have to well, wherever the hell you store your mod files. For me, I put them over here in my iDrive, as you can see, in my Stellaris folder. And then there is the, what would we call this? The local folder, which defaults, unfortunately, no matter where you have your game installed, to documents, Paradox Interactive, Stellaris mods. Now, of course, you can use symbolic links and stuff like that to redirect that. I may do that in the future just so I can put it on a more stable drive than what I like to keep clean as my primary C drive. And I'll go over how you can do symbolic linking in the future when I do that. But for basic starting principles, then symbolic linking really doesn't change much in terms of how you're going to do this. I mean, if you set up a symbolic link, the entire point of a symbolic link is if I were to go to C, Documents, Paradox Interactive, Stellaris Mods, and so on, it would instead go to like the drive on I, basically telling the computer, hey, I know I clicked here, but it actually needs to go here. Symbolic links are really fun. It allows you to basically say, for when you have things that are locked into a location, but you don't want that location for whatever reason to be the location of your files, to symbolically link it. And that change is basically in the registry to say, yeah, this path actually means this path. So you can do a lot of fun of symbolic links if you want to try and keep your primary drive clean. But we're not talking about symbolic links today. We're talking about how to mod Stellaris. Now, two mods have been quite popular on Steam that people want to see updates from, but for one reason or another, I haven't been able to. And like I said, I'm still kind of injured, so I'm not going to be able to do too much complicated stuff today. But at the very least, we could start with a mod that had some recent traction not that long ago. A mod that's also not that hard to give people a preview of how we get things working, and that is this mod right here. Where are ya? Let me grab ya. Not the hybrid machine, not the infinite tweaks. Livestock for everyone. Livestock for everyone is a very simple mod that I created some time ago, and I try to keep my mods updated. But Livestock for everyone's main and primary function is it enables the livestock species rights, basically the slavery option, to be available to everyone. Now let's see. I should do a split screen so you guys can see this, but also the window I'm currently working on. So let's do this, and let's do another display capture. Call it display capture 2, that is fine. And we're going to tell it to display capture the primary monitor, yes. I'm going to go and say, scroll you down here. That should probably be good enough. Allow people to see the logistics of everything. All right, so ignore all that in the background. Got to set things up to be visible. Now, over here, we need to find, likewise, not in any side of the mod folders, but actually here, open in new window, the Stellaris folder. And we've got to go and find the similar path so we can do a direct comparison of what's changed in the latest update to Stellaris versus my outdated mod. So we're going to go look at common, and it's species rights. I already feel my arm acting up. Well, at least I'll get able to show you guys something. Species rights. And I suspect it's here. It's no longer just it's no longer just generic. It's been pinched off into slavery types. And that's probably why my mod broke, because slavery types was not a thing. So let's go take a look here. I'm going to move this one actually over to my second monitor so I get a full screen view of both. And let's see, slavery normally, slavery or livestock, slavery military, slavery indentured, slavery matrix, slavery livestock. So let's do a quick just one-by-one comparison to see if maybe it's just folders that need to be reassorted, or if there's actual change in the code that I need to be aware of. All right. So we've got token, slavery, livestock. That doesn't seem to be in here. So pop modifier is the same. Pop tooltip is livestock. Yeah, it looks like there's quite a few changes actually. Potential has DLC Utopia, has authority machine, and breach of. Allow. So, let us see here. The entire point of the livestock slavery mod was that everybody can use it. It's not restricted to anything. So let's take a quick look here and see what the restriction conditions are on slavery livestock in the base game. And then we can adjust my mod as necessary. Just give me a moment. I'm also doing like 12 other things in the background, as I always am. So I believe it's going to be on the allow conditions. Hidden trigger exists from custom tooltip, cannot livestock matrix machines, nor has trait mechanical or mechanical unit. I think that's fine. Basically saying you can't livestock a machine. No AI burgers. No AI burgers. Custom tooltip. Fail text Empire, not a xenophobe. Let's see. From xenophobe, fanatic xenophobe, consciousness. Can't have the noxious trait. Authority hive mind. Pop happiness, token, slavery livestock, has DLC Utopia. Not has authority machine intelligence. In breach of, and let's see, there's the allow keywords. That's what I really want to be paying attention to. Exists from custom tooltip, cannot livestock matrices, mechanical, empire not xenophobe. No, I think everything here is fine. The only thing is I'd probably remove that, allowing machine intelligences to have livestock. All right, so I'm going to go take the actual vanilla code of it, take it over here, paste it, because there has been a few little changes here and there. I'm going to go up here, I'm going to say, yeah, just remove that, and we're going to say it can't be a mechanical unit. And we're going to say that this is not a fail condition. As long as it is not, yeah, as long as Empire, not xenophobe. We're going to get rid of that altogether. We don't care if you're a xenophobe. Everyone can have livestock. Kind of the point of this mod. The only thing we're going to restrict it is logistical ones. So basically, are they noxious or are they machines? Those are the only restrictions. So that has been saved. That is done. I don't need my Stellaris window anymore. Here is this one. So, no, I don't need you. Where's my... slavery types. There we go. So I actually do need to pull that up so I can make sure I'm matching the file names. Common, species rights, slavery type. We're going to go say here, new folder, slavery types, take livestock, draw it back up into here, draw it into there. Go to my in progress folder, which has livestock for everybody. I'm going to take that, and I'm going to take my mod file, go out of here, drop it into my primary mods folder, where I have the finished. This is where I put my mods that I finished working on, but they're not ready to put into the game. We're going to put them into the game. So to put them into the game, you need to create a mod field entry. Now, since this is the mod I've already made, it's already got a mod field entry. That's what the .mod file is. If we were to click on this, this basically contains all of the relevant data of where the mod file is, its local remote file ID and all that. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to say, take these two files here, copy them, paste them over into the documents folder that we mentioned previously. Copy them. Come on. There we go, finally. And I'm going to call this version, well, actually, let's do this the right way. On my source file, I'm going to go open that up. Call it 1.5. And what is the current version of Stellaris? Yes, there it is. Livestock for everyone, Herbert. For 3.2. Now, it's not actually for 3.2. That's just what the metadata is telling it. What I want to do then is go to play. So I can make sure I can match the name properly, because I'm a little bit of a parsnickety for that. While that's loading, livestock for everybody. Peel it off over to here. Let's put it off to the corner. We'll say mod. Yes. There's the mod data. Throw it in the center. Why are you doing it like that? There are some things about you, Windows, that I will never be not annoyed with. There it is, text pad. Everything's fired up. Do not show me again. All right. So this is 3.6 point star being a wild card. So anything that's under the Orion branch, the star basically says it's fine. 3.6 Orion. Save that. That should be everything I need there. I'm gonna go say, double check to make sure it's working. Let's save everything. Yep, 3.6 Orion, livestock for everybody. Copy it. Repaste it over here. Replace the file. Exit. Exit. Yes, please exit the game. Double check to make sure it's actually working properly on the live side. Orion, yes it is. Relaunch Stellaris. All right. All installed mods. Upload mod. Select a mod. It should not be saying that. It should be showing the other one. Paradox Interactive, livestock for everyone. I need to update the descriptor as well. Okay, that's easy enough to fix. So we'll go pop out. This is why you have to constantly jump in and out of the game, is to make sure you've got every little reference and cross-reference working. All right, so let's do it both sides. Or rather, just do it once and just do it here on this version of the document, and then just copy it over to the descriptor for here. Take our descriptor, put it here. We've got our updated .mod file. Thumbnail, supported version, remote ID, basically everything but path. Don't need path. For the local descriptor, take the descriptor, paste it, place the file in the destination, back out to the mod file. Now, this does not mean that it's updated on the Steam Workshop. If we were to pop into the Steam Workshop, you would notice that livestock for everyone is still listed as 3.2, was it? But I don't want to update it just yet. I want to make sure it actually is working in game. So we have livestock for everyone is listed here, 3.6. It doesn't have a warning saying this is for an outdated version. So let's go over to my playsets, mods for new batch. I want to add a mod here. Actually, what I should be doing, since they've made a lot of changes. Yeah, let's do that. Let's go take, let's say, updated base. Livestock for everyone. Come on, let me select livestock for everyone. Add to the playset. Date. No. New updated base. Does not like larger sectors. Like at all. Does not like eyes for Necroid 11. Other than that, my base, essentially what I call Vanilla Plus, seems to be fine. Start with Auto Explore activated. Clear occupied system markers. Visible cyborgs, visible psionics. Everything else seems fine. Alright. New updated base. Play. And now to create, essentially, it's going to be our, call it, modders campaign. This is where I'll be able to test all of my mods. I mean, I have to create a few new games now and again, but I stick to the one where I test my mods as I drop them back into the game. Of course, livestock for everyone I chose as our starting point because it's relatively easy to update. Not all of my mods will be that easy to update. Some are going to be a lot harder. The Diff Morrison compilation, for example, is going to require me to cross-reference a lot of things, do a lot of changes. Because the original one, which is kind of thrown haphazardly together, as I just grabbed a bunch of resources and just said, yeah, here's a compilation of everybody. And I was meaning to go around and do a proper check of it and never did. So for this next update, I definitely need to give it a proper look at. But this one was relatively easy. They changed the formatting up a bit, but reapplying the changes was pretty easy since it's just removing some restrictions. Yeah, I don't need to see this again. Thank you. New game. Let's see. Who do I want to run with? Yeah, the Favivians. These guys. I'm just going to go say, yeah, I'm medium. That's fine. The Favivians. Now, assuming none of my base mods are going to actually crash it and I have to do a completely vanilla play, I should be able to see if my mod is working as intended as soon as we pop in. Favivian Empire. Yeah, I'll say that one. You just start automatic surveying, please. Anything else need to pop up for a new game? Now, we need to go to species management. Full citizens, yes, that's good. And set rights. Slavery types, indentured servitude. Well, it actually, yeah, 'cause I don't actually have any slaves, do I? F3, and the slave market's not open yet. All right, so then let's do a load game of a previous campaign because you guys are not going to work. Well, actually, first let's do this. Save these. Puvivian Empire 4. I really need to figure out what it is in my mod settings that happens that does this every time I start a new game where I have negative resources. Anyway, let's do the Vivians 3. Should be fine. I just need a race where I've got more than one so I can test to see if livestock is enabled. All right, so let's go over to species. We'll take you the Dubalians. Go to set rights. And do I have access to slavery? All right, because you actually have to be set to slaves first. So we're turning you into a slave first. And do we have? Yes, we do. Livestock. Right there. Yeah. There it is. Livestock for everybody is actually working as intended. So now let's go out to yeah, I'm gonna have to actually access to the desktop because you can't actually get back to the mod menu from within the actual game. It can only be done from the launcher. So pop out of there. And now we want to go to all of my installed mods, upload a mod. Livestock for everybody. 3.6. So it's recognizing that and all the other information I set in place. We're not putting it to BearDoc, we're putting it to Steam. It's already loading the Steam ID. I want to take this actually. I want to save this. Make a new text document, and that's theme description. I can actually update it. Now, that's not actually perfect, because if I go over to Workshop, and I'm going to go take a look at my own files you've posted. Where is it? See, it's following the format of that, but I'm actually trying to get them all to sync up to be similar to... Where is it? Probably compiled dimorphism. That's what I want to do. Put my little 3.2x notes in there. Workshop. Go back to that, because I can just copy and paste it in. For 3.6x. Now, your files you've posted. We're looking for, where are you? Livestock for everyone. This is probably one of my older mods, so it's probably going to be pretty far back here. Assimilation, biotrophies. Livestock for everyone. Is this the one? Yes, 3.2 Herbert. Now, I want to view the notes. What? Yeah, well. So this current version, which is going to be listed as... I'm actually trying to go, where is it? Revert to this version. Well, I was trying to hotlink to it, but I can't at the moment. Anyway, so we have got 3.2 and 2.7. And actually, do I have an older livestock for everybody? No, 3.2 is the earliest one I did. Copy page URL. Oh, Steam, you always try to make it a little bit more difficult than it needs to be, don't you? There. 3.2, 3, 3, 3.2, 3.6. Page URL. Do I have the right one? Yes, 90. Nope, nope, wait, come on. Let me get this thing working. Yes. 3.6, 3.6. Everything is synced up. Patreon. That should be everything. Yep, so you don't need to be a xenophobe. And then we go back over here. Update the description. And assuming that the Paradox launcher isn't going to throw a fit, upload mod. Yes, that's kind of the point. Unfortunately, this is a problem with the mod launcher. A local mod with the same ID already exists. Yeah, that's kind of the point I was making. All right, fine. Well, there are a few ways to try and update your mod, so let's see what I can get Stellaris to do. No, not that. Okay. So it doesn't want me to use this. Okay. Delete livestock for everybody. And we're going to treat this as a new mod. One 1.5. And we're going to call this what? Gameplay? Gameplay. Your mod has been successfully created. Awesome. It now recognizes it here. It's created the stock folder here, but has no mod ID. So we're actually now going to have to jump back out reclose it, launch it again, because now this is basically treated as a brand new mod, and it means I have to readjust all of its data. Reported information from livestocks over here. Forwarded version, remote file, path, picture, thumbnail. All of this looks right with the exception of, we're going to go take this, paste that there. Right. We need to keep the path. This says, hey, here's where the picture file is. We're going to say livestock for everybody. That's only got a descriptor file. And that descriptor file look like this. So I need to now go open up my old descriptor file, do a cross match. Only thing of note I'm seeing is leave remote file alone, because until we've uploaded it as a new file to the workshop, there is no such thing as a remote file ID. Well, that's actually Stellaris. Remember that. Okay. Everything here should be fine. And what else? I need to take the actual folder for the mod, put that in here to the live folder, go back into here. There goes my arm again. All installed mods. I love it when it does that. Oh well, I know which one I'm looking at. That's has to do with the playlist caching old stuff. That's why you can see all these old ones here, even though they're not on my file. I have to reset basically my cache. Annoying, but you know, nothing we have to worry about right now. So we're gonna go here and we're gonna say Steam Workshop. No mod ID has been specified. We just created the local file, and I want to go take my Steam description that we just updated. I'm also going to have to update again once I get the new local ID. Upload mod. Checking endpoints on all roads. Your mod has been uploaded. And now I should be able to see here in the workshop your files. Files you've posted. Livestock for everyone. Always fun when stuff breaks. No, it should be fine. Let's try it this way. Might not like it through the launcher, so let's edit title and description. Save that. Back to my item. It's kind of working. all for just getting one mod working. It's pretty minor. Okay. What's broken? Image tags seem fine. Now, the problem is it can actually tell me what ID this is. Well, let's try this way. Copy the link address. That's the one I want. It basically doesn't like any of these links, does it? Well, that's looking a little bit better. Got to find out what in Steam's latest update broke this. Broke my description, so I can fix that. Yeah, that is annoying. Why is that broken? It should be fine. You can wrap a URL around an image tag, or you used to be able to. Unless there are, yeah, it might be that. Actually, no. Hold on. All right, let's do this piecemeal. Sometimes, in order to get Steam to display stuff the way you want Steam to display it, you're going to have to do it piecemeal. So let's say that is the first part of my description. How does it display? Really? Seriously? You gotta love the idiosyncrasies of the Steam AI versus the Stellaris AI. Copy page URL. Why is it? No, I want to. Nope, that is definitely still working the way it's supposed to. But yeah, it's interesting that it is not liking this image tag. So let's try the other way you can do BB code. Let's see if I can just get the image tag to work. Yep, so it doesn't like, or whatever update Steam did, they are currently not a fan of the, what you call it, bracketed image BB code as opposed to direct image BB code. So that is why everything seemed to have broken, because I was using the direct image BB code. So then for this, I need to change this to image equals, and that should fix everything. Am I overlooking anything else? Yes, here. And watch, like in a month or so, they'll accept the bracketed style again. Back to your image, your mod, your item. And yet, here it is, not liking my Patreon code, but it likes the other one. But it does seem to be loading it. IMG. Yeah, well, for now it'll work. I'm not going to get too hung up about a broken image. It does seem to be showing everything properly, though. Yeah, I won't worry about too much about that. Let's try and get the rest working, shall we? So it's throwing a description properly. It's got that correctly. I've got my two ID references. Yes, and yes. And now I just need to figure out why it doesn't want to load the image. What it might be. Yeah, that's probably what that one is. All right, so let's go back over to Stellaris. And we're going to go back over here to Stellaris. We're going to go to livestock for everybody. Go back to Steam Workshop. Got the updated mod ID. Does not want. I'm wondering if it's just Steam itself. All right, let's go take a look here at the workshop. It did have its little prompt saying, yeah, we're checking your files and whatever. But in theory, that link, that image should be visible because it is in. Oh, no, it is not actually. I did not copy the thumbnail, did I? All right. So then close that, reopen it, and that should allow me to re-upload that. And let me go pull the Steam description again so I can update it through the launcher. All installed mods. Steam Workshop. Okay. Go back to the workshop. go back to my files. Go back to livestock for everybody. Okay. Have to redo it again. This can be the annoying thing with trying to update mods, is all the back end stuff. So let's just say we're going to upload it brand new. And let's see what madness shows up here now. Livestock for everyone. I mean, it's showing up, but of course it's not showing the thumbnail again. Screw it. Well, I got the mod working, got it uploaded. I can work on the stuff to make it look pretty later. Let's make it live. It is now officially live. All of that drama. Just to get the mod to go live. Most of the drama was just on the back end. Yeah, let it run its automated shtick. Let's move on then to the next mod, shall we? I'm going to have to probably clear the inventory on that. Okay. This is why I don't update my mods that often, because there's always back-end stuff that'll screw you over. And then it's like, oh, well, this is broken, that's broken. But is the file working? I don't know. We'll find out. Depends on if the Steam accepts it properly. All right. In progress mod. What do I want to update next? That's going to take work, so I have to go through and basically rebuild a species. You know what? Gene points. Yeah, this one should be relatively easy to handle. So let's say, take these two, cut, paste into my main directory. Actually, while we're here, reset mod. There is a JSON file you're supposed to be able to update. So you can clear to get that list that you saw had stuff that's not even on my drive anymore. So that's what I am going to try and dig up next, because this is going to get annoying. I actually need to go to the Stellaris folder. Actually, the Stellaris folder, or is it my documents? Parados, Interactive, Stellaris. I think it's game data. Yeah, but that's just saying you accepted the EULA. PDX settings, user empire, playlists, the PDX launcher. Now, I'm going to have to dig through this later to figure out how to remove that list. That can be way too much of a time sink for you guys. So, then, gene point. Well, let's open up the mod file. No. This will be pretty easy to do. Don't need that. Oh, I'm going to need it shortly, but not right now. Where is it? All right, so we got to go back over to Steam and go back in, create our template for the new mod. 3.6. Road ID is no longer valid. 0.6. Three point six, 3.6. Get that folder name. LLX gene points. This is a technology. Call it version 1.1. Version 1.1. That creates it. Creating the folder right over there, as you can see here. And now, gene points. Oh, I really want to have to look at I'm gonna have to look at localization, aren't I? All right. There's the slavery types folder. This is base game Stellaris. Where are you? You're going to be underneath localization. Localization. English. That might actually be fine. It's just talking about the tech to enable. So I don't think I need that. I can go back to common. I need to worry about the localization. I don't think that's going to break with a new update. That's just how to name the files, name the objects. So let's go take a look at technology and see about update. Wow. Da, 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 da. Yes, it'll be fun. So as you can see here, I've got 4 files that I use to make the text. Now I've got to kind of figure out. Well, let's see. This is an engineering tech, repeatable. Let's compare it to existing engineering tech, repeatable. Improve mineral output, robot. Well, first, let's see if we can find tech robotic produces. No. Tech, tech, tech robotic produces. Tech robotic? Military station health. All right, fine. Let's just find anything that has mult or multiplier. Because that's what we need to do a direct comparison for. Oh, ship. Well, that'll work. Tech repeatable improved armor output. Icon synthetic workers, repeatable tech base cost. Repeatable tech cost tier, repeatable tier tech. Level is -1. Category. We have our category. Tech Sapient I AI. Robotics. Gateway should be fine. Modifier. This might actually work right out of the box. I don't see anything that looks like it would break with recent changes. Yeah, it looks like all of this should be fine. So this actually might just work out of the box. I should just be able to update it and throw it in. So let's, since this one doesn't need really any work, let's try and find the next one to work on, shall we? Because not all my mods are simple. Let's actually look at something a little bit more complicated. We might as well. Correct. Well, you know what I should do? I should update one of my oldest and first mods that has fallen by the wayside. Where are you? Dirty Jobs. Good old Dirty Jobs. One of the first mods I made for Stellaris. Show you something a little bit more complicated. So I will admit, the work I'm going to have to do on Dirty Jobs is probably going to be extensive, but we can at least give you a little preview here of things to come. So going into common, buildings. Yeah, you can kind of see. Once Stellaris made a big update, I just kind of stopped working on it. That's why there's all these things with WIP tags. So let's just open up bunker coal. And we'll do a quick check to see how the coal, the clean coal, yes, that's why it's called Dirty Jobs. And now this is considered what? Manufacturing? Manufacturing building. So yeah, we'll do a just direct comparison to a foundry. So these tags here mean they're basically commented out. So I actually want to find one that's actually active. The Chocolate Factory? I think the Chocolate Factory was one of the ones that actually worked. Yes, Chocolate Factory. DJ Dirty Jobs Chocolate Factory. Manufacturing, potential, and potentiality. Upgrades to Chocolate Factory 2. Now, that's its potentiality. Cannot be on a resort colony because it's, an industrial building. And so we're just going to do a direct comparison to the Foundry. Or owned by AI has any industrial districts. That is something I do have to consider. I did this before the entire redistricting thing took place. That is a fair point. Of course, I have to consider like, now normally you'd have to consider like, destroy triggers if you have these, but since my only real concern is the possession of resort colony, then I can just say, okay, so you need to have an industrial district. Do you need to have an industrial district for the chocolate factory? I think so. I think that's a fair point. So nor and potentiality. We're not ending potentiality right here. We're going to say or owner is an AI. Copy that across. Yeah, this mod's going to take so much work to actually update, but we can at least take a look at how it's going to take to update just one of the buildings, or one set of the buildings. Yeah, so the AI is not going to build it. You need to have an industrial building. Upgrades to rank 2. Oh yeah, look at that. Free building slot. My gosh. So much stuff has changed in building design. And updating just this one building. Yeah, I think what I'm going to have to do is pinch this off into its own new mod and then update that, because if I just if this is the only one that's updated in the entire Dirty Jobs folder, I will not be able to keep track of it. So yeah, this is going to be a fun one, but that's the entire purpose of the stream, is to show you just how complicated modding can be. So let's see, this is all of the content you need for Destroyed Trigger, right? Let's see, or pairs with that. Let's see. So, and pairs with that, or pairs with that, destroyed, paired, triggered, pairs with that. That is all of the brackets that I need for that. I'm going to keep all my old stuff there because it's going to reference stuff that I'll need, but I want to make sure. Okay, so not a resort colony. I don't care if slaves or crucibles are building chocolate factories, just not into resort factories. Resorts should not be, factories. And exists owner. Owner is AI, yes. Industrial district, yes. So that's a destroy trigger. Fine, works for me. Now, triggered planet modifier. Do I care about trigger planet modifiers? Yeah. I got saying, do I want to have drone versions of this? I kind of technically did, but not really. But yes, so how's my destroy? And destroy trigger. Trigger planet modifier. No Gestalts. You know what? I'm going to remove that. Let Gestalt have chocolate factories. I don't care. when I switch that back. Because all that really is saying is if it's a gestalt, make it a drone. If it's not, don't make it a drone. Resource. So add a sweet worker drone. Add sweet worker instead. Resources. Triggered planet modifier. Machine. Catalytic empire. No. It's hive empire. Yeah, I don't care about that. All I'm caring about is, do you have a regular worker or a drone worker? I think that should be fine. Again, this one's going to take some serious testing because it has been so long since I've worked on dirty jobs. Resources, category, planet buildings, that works. Now here is definitely one that I can change. Keep things in sync. B1 alloys. Because what they did in one of the later updates to Stellaris was put things in as scalable. While before they were preset. So upkeep looks good. Produces consumer goods and food. Oh boy. I just realized this one is not a finished one either. Because you notice that produces consumer goods and food. Well, actually, all right. Like I said, it's been forever since I worked on Dirty Jobs, though it was one of my first and most popular mods. So let's go take a look at Dirty Jobs. Pop back here. We need to go into, where are they? Pop Jobs. We're going to go say, where are you? Sweets Worker. This is the job that's added. Oh, yeah, that's right, because they don't actually do direct resources anymore, do they? So that should be fine. But yes, great sweets, consumer goods, and food. So that's actually fine. Resources. Only thing we care about is the cost on the upkeep, because the actual people who, the actual job, the actual workers are what produce the resources under Stellaris's update since when I first made this thing. All right, so that's actually fine. That's actually a change I needed to make for this very old mod. Prerequisites. Tech suites. Yeah, that's not really anything I've ever. As you can see, I was gonna have a tech for suites, but I never finished this mod, so I never put in the restrictions for it. So that's kind of available from the beginning. Anything else that has been changed? Trigger description. That's just a description for whether it's a worker or a drone. That it's job suites worker drone. If you are a gestalt workers drone effect AI weight. Let's take a look here. How is AI weight handled nowadays as opposed to when I first made this mod so many years ago? Actually, probably at least a couple of years at this point. Number of pops factor. Do they not actually care anymore about AI weight? I'm not seeing a key relating to AI weight. Yeah, there doesn't seem to be one. No AI weight anywhere. So yeah, it's another change. AI weight is no longer a factor. Now, the modifier, AI weight, that should be everything for the level 1, but now there's 4 more levels of the chocolate factory. That means applying everything else here to it again. So you know what I'm going to do? To make things a little bit easier on myself, I'm going to say, give me a new window. I'll take my chocolate factory, my rank 1 chocolate factory, copy it over, and then go say for 2. That's another thing worth checking. B1 build time. The build times were also made scalable. So actually, this will now be, if I'm not mistaken, the next one up would be B2. Yeah. So we're going to say B2 build time. Am I missing anything? Modifier. Sort. AI. This needs to be copied through. I should actually probably copy this through into, well, yeah, let's do that. Copy that through into every one of their potentialities. All the potentialities should now be synced up. Upgrades to building 3. Capital requirement. Destroy trigger. So the destroy trigger needs to be updated. So that is completely different logistics now. Yeah, I'm gonna have to create a brand new folder for dirty jobs because there are so many sections and subsections of this. It's not just gonna be the one file I'm copying over. Oh well. These guys, you can see what a more complex mod looks like. All right, triggered planet modifier. Do I need to make any changes to that? No, I think those are fine. Resources, I believe, are fine, so I shouldn't need to touch those. These all need to be changed. The B1, the upkeeps. Building 4 upkeep. Building 5 upkeep. Building 5 alloys. Building 4 alloys. Building 3 alloys. Building 2 alloys. Now go back over to manufacturing, and we want to take a look at how they actually handled their upgrade building to see if there's anything I overlooked. Foundry 2, B2 time. B2 time. Allow has upgraded capital. That's actually slightly different formatting, so let's copy that across. The upgrade, that might actually be fine. The formatting for upgrades building DJ Chocolate 3, that might be fine. Let's see, destroy trigger. Nothing of note. B3 rare cost, B3 upkeep. Looks like that might be fine. B2 upkeep. Upgrades to building 3. Prerequisites. Planet modifier. Wheatstones. That might be fine. So this might actually now be caught up to date with Orion. So this will be the fun one. Okay. So okay, let's call this. Yeah, let's do it this way. New folder. LX 30 jobs. Born. Open a new window. Yeah. If we're doing dirty jobs reborn, this is going to be fun. Well, the easiest part, of course, is going to be able to create the these files here. So I can just do that inside Stellaris itself. But the actual meat and potatoes of it, yeah, the preview file's not going to work. Oh, boy. This is so out of date. It's so old. Scripted triggers for planet resources. Let me just grab everything first, and then basically delete everything that isn't the chocolate job. Yeah, this is going to take some time. So we're basically going to say everything here except for the chocolate factory is being deleted. I'm going to have to take the ones in here, fix them, and then copy them over to here. Deposits. Yeah, that's not going to work either. I don't think anything here is specifically doing blocker potential triggers. No, this isn't something I have to worry about. In fact, what I should just be doing is say delete all those. So we're not using the assault rifle, because that requires you to have the assault crystals. That's not issue. Megastructure. Nope, those are changes I made to megastructures. Those are unrelated. Uninhabitable classes. Anything I'm noting here? No, not really. Planet modifiers. Uninhabitable planet modifiers. Pop jobs. This one. This one we're going to have to look at. Everything but the sweets worker. Come on, let me select. Pop jobs. Open up sweet worker over here. Actually, wrong sweets worker. Let's see. Primitive events, Fallen Empire, Gestalt, worker jobs. Technician, yes. So let's look at a technician. Let's actually compare a miner. I think that's the two closest comparisons, a sweets worker to a miner. Unfortunately, I need to use the restroom. Be right back. All right, how have workers changed? Being purged, being assimilated is sapient. Can fill worker jobs. Possible pre-calculation. Possible. Yep, so that also needs to be changed. Because that's changed slightly. Resource, planetary miner, produces sweets, consumer goods, food, rare minerals, and pop happiness. Yeah, I'm not sure how overlords are going to play into this. That's something I have to completely reconsider. The entire overlord system. Specialist job weight, modifier. Yeah, let's just take this entire weight category then. Gestalt jobs. Let's put this over here. Yeah, I'm actually going to have to make a separate Gestalt one, aren't I? Am I? Or is this just requiring specific variants? Spawning drone, brain drone, calculator, artisan drone. No, they've got artisan zone drones, alloy drone, catalytic drone. How are they different? Like, for example, where is it? Mining drone we were looking at before. is it? Mineral. For the one that produces minerals. Mining drone, yes. So yeah, let's just take mining drone. Copy it across, go to our suites worker, create the drone version of it. Suites worker drone. And yes, production. That, in theory, should be the only difference between these two. What they produce. Yeah, that should actually cover everything. Obviously, this is going to take a lot of testing. Scripted triggers. Mining scripted triggers. Let's see this one. Has mining districts. District overhaul. No, this is not relevant. Production triggers. No, doesn't look like it. Static modifiers. Dirty jobs. Static modifiers. Ah, this is relevant. This I might be able to just copy straight across though, but we are going to have to compare them to the deficit modifiers present in Stellaris. Let's actually just move this one over here. And I'm going to go say common. We're going to say static modifiers. Yeah. Types. Static modifiers. There we go. What that looks like. That might be something else. This one. Still not relevant. Static modifiers deficit. All right. Food deficit. Yeah, we're gonna have to classify this as its own thing, aren't we? Right now, it's currently thrown under food deficit when it really should just be its own thing. Anything else? Erasing slightly different. I'd like to make it so that this isn't just automatically, you're not going to always have salt crystals, but I feel like you also, we're going to have to throw in some restrictions here, but that'll be for testing later. I suspect what I'll have to do is when I'm actually testing this, I'll have to see if I can pull in a has food deficit flag. Because right now, all this stuff is just going to flag automatically. But for now, I think, in terms of deficits, code-wise, it should be fine. So that should, at the very least, be fine on that front. Strategic resources. What are the DJ strategic resources going to look like? Yeah, so this is our salt crystals. Basically, this is all the resources that I created for this. And now, how do they compare to the vanilla game? So we need strategic resources. I want to take a look at this and see how in the changes since Dirty Jobs and the many Stellaris updates have these two become out of sync. Yeah, let's go with let's use minerals as a comparison. That's category is basic. Let's go and say, yeah, let's treat them all as consumer goods. So they're tradable with a market amount of 10, I think is fair as a starting. Treat them as category advanced. But they're all set to be advanced. They've got a market amount and a market price and a max. Ah, deficit situation. That's an interesting thing to consider. But not for now. But what I will do is I'll put a flag in here. Deficit situation. Situation. Yeah, because the entire deficit system is completely new. It did not exist when I made Dirty Jobs. while I'll put in the framework to make it, I am not going to actually make it right now because that's going to require some serious thought. I'm going to have to look at situation logs. Yeah, because like I said, this is a very old mod, very popular mod, but very old mod. And we haven't even made sure that the chocolate factory is going to work out of the gate. Got to make sure at least one of them work before we start messing around, trying to get more out of them. AI weight. That is a new one, isn't it? Yeah, let's go with this. And they actually do have prerequisites. AI wants and AI weight. Yeah, so let's just throw that into everybody, give them all about the same. Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? Deficit situation versus deficit modifier. That takes care of that at the very least. This is just the crystals, rare crystals. Yeah, this is only the salt tech, isn't it? Yeah, just the salt tech. Yeah, and that's not relevant either. And that was probably not relevant either. A lot of stuff is no longer relevant since I originally made dirty jobs. So let's go pop out here. Events. Dirty jobs on action events. Yeah, 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 yeah. Uh-huh. Open it up. Enable on market. Right. Okay, so that also going to have to be compared to the base game on action events. Let's take a look at on action events. Here's Stellaris' main folder. We're actually going to be looking at events. On action events. Enable on A B enable on. That might actually be something that was completely changed because I am not seeing any reference. Let's see. Do you not call consumer goods at any point? I mean, it's very possible it's on the second one. Enable on market, yes. 104. Yeah, Galactic Mount. Market founded. Enable on market. Consumer good. Mineral alloys. And then, yep. Ah, there it is. Trying to see where it actually starts for anything referencing dark matter. So let's see. This should. I'm reading it. Yes, that is what it is. So I actually have to completely. Oh boy. I'd have to completely copy this entire thing across, wouldn't I? Entire thing needs to be recreated in here, or we will never see the resources. Okay. We're good. Salt crystals, sweet, clean coil, all of that. That's all my new stuff. And basically what I've got to do then is take all of this, copy it, well, cut, and find like now dark matter. Where's the dark matter? If dark matter exists, yes. Basically, I've got to go and say for all of that, all of this. This is definitely not going to be achievement compatible because I am actually changing a baseline thing. All right. Now I gotta take all the resources I created and put them in here. Yes, I had an entire pollution system that never fully got off the ground. But yes, I do want you to actually be able to trade pollution. And it was supposed to be a pretty complex system. Electronics and electronics. Rare minerals and rare minerals. Gold, gold, military electronics, military electronics. Save. That is all of the on action events I need to worry about. We just copy those through just fine. Much. I think again that'll be fine. I think localization will also be fine. Not going to mess with that. Scripted triggers for planetary resources. No, that's all related to district overhaul compatibility. Let's ignore that. And I think we are finally done updating dirty jobs. Now, gene points are here, but it is an empty file. That's fine. Yeah, 2.4. That is how long ago I created dirty jobs. Three 0.6 Orion. And that is buildings. 1.2. Create the mod. The mod has been created. Now we can close this and this. Go to gene points. Now, big question. Will dirty jobs work? We've created the framework for it. We've created the files for it. We even got the mod file for it. Everything in there says it should work. The question now is, dirty jobs. Let's see. We're doing, yes. All right, let's give it a test, shall we? We'll pull up one of my older empires and see if we can build the chocolate factory, shall we? And we wait. We wait for so. I'm definitely gonna have to just clear all my mods out and start fresh. Clear my entire. Alright, let's load a game. Yeah, we'll go with the Favivian Empire level 2. Alright, so I need one of my planets. Now I should have access to a chocolate factory. The chocolate factory. And what's it showing? It's showing the chocolate bar, which is the icon for it. Awesome. And rare minerals, which is also an icon we made for it. Yeah. Yeah, is there a reason why it won't let me build it? Hmm. I probably can't because we are being attacked. There's the chocolate factory. So yeah, I can just queue up the chocolate factory at any time, but I actually haven't set a cost, have I, aside from energy? There we go, the chocolate factory. Yeah, there we go. Chocolate factory is working. Obviously, it's going to be a lot more testing to get this thing properly working, but yeah, there we go, folks. Modding a Stellaris. And let's, before we go, take a look at my files. And it's livestock for everyone. Up, it is up. You know what? Let's just do it while we're here. Why is it failing? Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't want to load the image. Ah, well. Let's get the other two up and running, shall we? Gene points. Description. Yep, trying to select dirty jobs. Okay, fine. Steam Workshop. Back from the void. Mod. Now close PDX. Open up the workshop. Go back to files I've posted. Repeatable worked. Yeah, I probably put the image in the wrong location. It broke everything. Whatever. Let's just, let's see, let me go and find just a picture of a candy bar. Just any random picture of a candy bar. Want to throw something in there for there to be something. Downloads and files. Where's my candy bar image? There it is. That'll work. And before I do anything else, I want to make sure my names are just consistent. Yep, they're consistent. Dirty jobs. And public. There we go. Such is how we make mods for Stellaris. As you can see, it's mostly just editing text files and linking to your images and whatnot. But yeah, even the simplest one, the one we first showed off, had quite a bit of back end drama that just messed with it, and it's still kind of broken a little bit. Um, as you can see, with 30 jobs, it's going to take a lot of work to get 30 jobs working the way it needs to be, the way it should be. But 30 jobs is back, so now you can send your people to work in the chocolate factories, and of course, eventually I'll get back to allowing you to send them off to the salt mines, and of course to collect clean coal and then trading pollution. The kind of basically the big idea, of course, with 30 jobs, for those of you who were not around back when we did it, is it was kind of a meme. That's why one of the jobs is called clean coal, and it produces pollution. And like the entire thing is all of these jobs are jobs that theoretically are probably handled by the generic concepts within Stellaris, but these are like just doing the specific jobs. And there's other things like there were jobs that decrease the uh, habitability of a planet, and there were like bunkers that you could build that had increased habitability for the bunker, which it was basically all about just being incredibly terrible and dangerous to your planet to maximize profits and the stuff you produce. Yeah, it basically is the capitalism mod. We don't care about what we do to destroy our planet as long as we have more stuff we can sell. And some of the stuff was, had positive impact, and some of the stuff, I'm like, what? Well, I mean, well, let's look at it. We've got 30 jobs right here. Can do a quick overview of it before we end everything, and just talk about, what was 30 jobs big thing. Yeah, so these were actually these were the salt mines or the coal mines. I can't remember which one, but these are custom things I had done. Oh, so yes, 30 jobs. Original one, common, building. So yes, we had. Yes. So I added in nobles who basically just consume resources, but they're a job. Yeah, I had specialists, workers, toy factories, salt mines, rare mineral plants, oil pumps, military electronics, fast food, coal, chocolate, and then there's the various bunkers, electronics lab, boot camp, boarding school, chem school, juvenile correction facilities, luxury goods, naval yards, pollution scrubber, ranch, soup kitchen, Starbucks, and Sunday school. That's all the stuff that I was planning to do for Dirty Jobs before one of the updates to Stellaris basically changed the entire structure of how buildings are handled. And I'm like, yeah, I'll get around to update. I'll have to update all these things first, and then I never got around to updating it. But I'm getting around to updating it now because it seemed like a good thing to show you just how complicated modding can get. Because I showed you the complications with an easy mod like livestock for everyone. So naturally, the next thing was to show you just how fast backwards things can get with a complicated mod. And of course, in the middle, I showed you the tech mod that I had that gives you a bunch of repeatable text, and it basically needed no changes whatsoever. I just basically updated the name. So yeah, this is kind of what Stellaris modding is all about, and it can either be super easy, like the additional repeatable text mod that I showed you. It can be more or less easy on its own, and it's the back end, it's the launcher and Steam interface that causes you all your problems. We saw that with the well, technically the first one we showed off. We saw that with the other one, the livestock mod. And then it can be just a deep dive of having to check little details here and there, updating stuff, fixing stuff. and ultimately only getting like a tenth of the work done that you want to get done. And that we saw with Dirty Jobs. And similarly, if we were to look at just all the mods in my to-do folder, my in progress folder, some of these things weren't even ready when I first put them out. But like, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff in here that's going to be easy, stuff that's going to be hard. The biotrophies for everyone going to be the same as livestock. But for example, the cracked one, that's probably going to require work. The entire, not too much work though. So cracked, basically what it is, when you crack a planet, instead of it just being a cracked planet, the cracked planet also becomes a resource node. So, you know, you crack a planet and now you've got something in a system that produces minerals, for example. Because you crack the planet open, so, you know, you get to all the juicy guts inside. That was kind of the idea, is that when you use a planet cracker, that planet cracking isn't just to take out a population you don't like. You crack a planet to get access to raw resources. Um, yeah. I have various changes to ion platforms. There's all kinds of stuff as you can see here in the menu. And yeah, I'll work my way through the list while I can, when I can, because my arm is still kind of fucked up. I was hoping to have more of a talk with my audience here, you know, see if you feel see if you have any questions about modding, but it seemed like this was mostly me just showing off the process. So I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves here in Stellaris. Peace out.